One of the most common problems we see is that it's time to travel. And the travel brochures are sitting wide open right on her kitchen, your mom's kitchen table. And your parent is smiling, maybe pointing at the pictures and talking excitedly about the upcoming family beach trip, the flight, the wedding, or even the big summer reunion. They are packing bags in their mind, so happy to think about seeing everyone. You look at them, and instead of excitement, you have a cold wave of dread hitting you. Your chest tightens, and all you can see is how much they wobble just walking across the living room floor. All you can think about is their massive, confusing pill organizer, and the fact that they had a sudden, terrifying spell of confusion in a local store just 2 weeks ago. When you hesitantly ask if a long trip might be too much, their face instantly hardens. I am completely fine to travel. Stop treating me like a child. If you have lived through that exact conversation, welcome. I'm Suzanne Fasella, a retired physician assistant and senior care strategist. I show exhausted family caregivers how to break out from constant crisis management and take into their lives a confident leadership, protecting the senior you love without completely losing your own life in the process. You are caught in a brutal psychological vice right now. You are feeling massive emotional guilt and seasonal FOMO on behalf of your parent. FOMO being fear of missing out. And you don't want to ruin a milestone family memory, but you feel a terrifying lack of control over how their body and mind will react once they leave their house. And today I want to show you how one daughter learned to stop fighting her father's pride and got him to accept the travel boundaries that needed to take place using these steps. We want to believe that our parents will tell us that they can handle a trip, and it lets us off the hook. It lets us go back to our own busy careers, our marriages, and our families. But here is the clinical reality. At home, your parents' safety is quietly supported by predictability. They know exactly how deep their mattress is. They know where the bathroom walls are. They have a local automated routine that keeps their chronic medical conditions stable. Out-of-state travel shatters all structural predictability completely. And when you throw an aging parent into a noisy airport, unexpected flight delays, waiting lines at the bathroom, and a dark, unfamiliar hotel room at 3 a.m., that fragile stability collapses. Before we go any further into how travel shifts their health, take a second to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it. YouTube uses these quick clicks to show this video to more family caregivers who are quietly burning out in isolation right now. Because your parent will actively hide their daily functional struggles to make sure they can go on this vacation or whatever event you have planned, you cannot rely on their words. You have to look past the performance and evaluate the objective safety data in their lives. And there are 4 critical warning signs that prove a long trip is an immediate medical risk. First, fluctuating cognitive clarity. If your parent experiences even minor confusion or anxiety in late afternoon at home, travel sensory overload will multiply that deficient by 10, sliding them straight into dangerous environmental delirium. I have seen this on airplanes where the spouse has not told the flight attendants or even the pilot that their loved one, their partner they are traveling with, has dementia or has the ability to go into confusion quickly. Because of this, I have seen these folks go into confusion, and what happens is they are asked to get off the plane. The pilot has the right to take anybody off the plane, and I have seen couples do that. Second, mobility boundaries. If they rely on furniture walking, grabbing tables or door frames to steady themselves, uneven travel, and boarding ramps and hotel tubs without high contrast permanent grab bars are an immediate fall hazard. Third, complex medical routines or medication routines. Crossing time zones or facing luggage delays disrupts daily pill schedules. A single missed heart or blood pressure dose can trigger an acute crisis away from their primary doctor. And fourth, significant bladder or bowel incontinence. The structural unpredictability of travel, highway traffic jams, or even airport seatbelt signs makes restroom access impossible to guarantee. Seniors are so terrified of public accidents that they will completely stop drinking fluids to avoid them. I have seen this multiple times as people have come into the urgent care in the emergency room with dehydration after traveling. What happens when they don't do these fluids and they don't take them in is rapid, life-threatening dehydration. They mask this through behavior. Clinicians, doctors, nurse practitioners, and physician assistants will call this social preservation. And they can switch on a polished, warm 15-minute performance for an out-of-town relative or a quick phone call, making your siblings think you are just being over-dramatic. But you are not alone. You are the primary witness to the unedited daily data. Trust your gut instinct when the numbers tell you their system is failing. Can you build guardrails around this that we talk about in the steady senior care plans? Of course you can. But this takes time. And once you get it down, you'll know what to look for. So if you are fighting the travel guilt battle with a stubborn parent this weekend or this summer, stop arguing. Logic and debates will only trigger their defenses and create deep family resentment. Instead, execute these 2 tactical clinical tips behind the scenes. Execute a high stimulation staged test. We're going to test your parent. You're going to take your parent on a local 45-minute outing to a large, busy, noisy grocery store or shopping mall on a warm afternoon, preferably one they've never been to before. Do not help them. Watch them analytically from a few feet back. If they cannot handle the noise, the walking distance, and the crowds without extreme physical exhaustion or severe spatial anxiety, their body cannot manage airport or out-of-town travel logistics. I have had my clients and patients do this over the years. They have taken their parents on trips like an hour away to a shopping mall or even 2 hours away to a shopping mall and have seen how exhausted the parent is when they get back. That's how exhausted they are going to be that first and second day after traveling. Tip number 2, use the white lab coat shield. What do I mean by that? Do not play the role of the bad guy, the medical coordinator, and the child simultaneously. You don't need to play all these roles. Schedule a pre-travel checkup with their primary care physician. Privately, fax or give a note to the nurse and to the physician ahead of time with all the information, not emotional, but factual information about their real world stumbles, falls, and memory slips. Give it to the doctor before the exam so they know what you're dealing with and why you have these concerns. Because your senior is going to walk in there looking absolutely perfect, telling jokes, laughing, or whatever else they do. And the doctor is going to have no clue what you really want. You give this note ahead of time, what your concerns are, what you see, and give the data, the actual data. So you let the professional in that white lab coat issue the travel restrictions, not you. This completely removes the emotional weight and anger from your relationship. It also tells your siblings and all the other family members what the doctor has prescribed. I want you to try these tracking steps this week and drop a comment below and let me know. Is your parent resisting travel boundaries right now? How are your siblings reacting to the situation? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. You cannot hold your parents' physical safety together through sheer willpower and chronic hypervigilance. You won't have a good trip. You won't enjoy your family. So trying to survive senior care by reacting to one emergency at a time will drain your bank account, fracture your marriage, and eventually destroy your own physical health. And we've seen this over time. It's called burnout. Love is a beautiful motivator, but love alone cannot build the safety guardrails or stop neurological decline. You do not need a collection of quick tips. You need a comprehensive written care strategy. Look over the description with this YouTube video. Click the link to join our caregiver community and immediately download the comprehensive guide, The 75 Most Common Senior Care Problems Families Face Every Day. I've seen all of these. I've helped clients and patients with these. And learn exactly how to translate your instincts, which are good, into objective data, spot the hidden risks, and stop the exhausting crisis loop before it takes over your entire life. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.